When people think of sports, they typically think of the generic events that flood our TV screens and stadiums, such as American football or basketball. But one sport that flies under the radar of many fans and crowd numbers is rowing. So what really is this underground sport, and who are the athletes that come with it? This is Mia Orde from the Blueprint News Network reporting from Downers Grove. Rowing is a sport that dates back to the ancient Egyptian times, where the primary focus was not athletic events, but transporting items and goods. It only got popular as a sport when it transferred from Oxford to Harvard and then to Yale in the 1840s. Now these boats were no longer used for transporting items and goods, but now for a heated athletic competition. Coach Len Richards, who has been with the St. Ignatius Pack crew for 17 years, comments on what makes rowing such a unique sport compared to others.
It does require a substantial amount of physical strength and stamina, which some other sports do not. And the work it takes to get your body to a place where you can actually perform it on a competitive basis is substantial.
When looking at the bigger picture and taking account of the special features that make rowing what it is, it's a lot less easy to overlook, as demonstrated by Richards. However, even though the sport of rowing still stays hidden, that doesn't mean that the physical and mental strain is any less. Varsity pack rower Aiden Murphy shares his thoughts on how rowing pushes him not only physically, but also mentally to his limits.
I think so. Definitely, there's a physical aspect of getting up at 4:30 in the morning and having to go to practice. That's like obviously physically draining, just to be tired a lot of the day. But then there's a mental aspect of like while you're rowing, it just seems like it'll never be over. Like the pain will never be over. But my coach always says like, to make friends with the pain and to always accept that it's going to hurt, so you might as well just push as hard as you can.
Whether mentally or physically, these athletes are pushing themselves to the limit when trying to accomplish what they want. Some of this determination in these athletes have been measured in studies that have shown that the personal satisfaction after completing these rigorous activities has increased by 35%. This determination got St. Ignatius of Chicago a national championship in 2025. You can imagine the satisfaction of these athletes when achieving a goal as big as this. But of course, even after regatta season is over and they're off the water for the year, what do they do in the off season to keep their skills primed? Coach Len speaks on how the grind never stops.
In the winter time, we lift weights 3 days a week, and then we row on rowing machines like you see in gyms 3 days a week. We're still at 6 days a week, 2 hours a day. It gets to be a grind because you're indoors and the rowing machines aren't that much fun, but you can really see your progress as you go faster.
Although rowing comes with its challenges and continues as a lifestyle on and off the water, how might one balance their sporting life with their families, friends, and other activities? Speaking from personal experience, balancing a life that is constantly being filled with new things to do can be challenging, but senior Eleanor Shifley, who rows at Hinsdale Rowing Community, shares her thoughts on the commitment.
So it's definitely not the easiest thing because rowing can be like a 10 to 14 hour a week commitment. But usually I just try and get as much work done as I can during school because 3 or 4 days a week I have after practice commitments, so I'm not getting home till 8 or 9 p.m. And so it makes it a lot easier to use my lunch period or use lifeguarding when we don't have a class in the pool to do as much homework as I can.
Whether it's regattas, early morning or afternoon practices, or just even team outings, rowing isn't just a sport that goes on behind the scenes. It's a lifestyle that persists and challenges athletes every day. This is Just Row Faster by Mia Orde from the Blueprint News Network, reporting from Downers Grove.